What's going on, guys? Your boy Joey 682 coming to you guys with a video right now. A 20-16 win against the Bills tonight. I'm kind of neutral about this game. A lot of good things and a lot of bad things, so let's get right to it. Offensively, the run game did not work today. I don't know. I already know what the problem is. The problem was you had Chance Warmack, you had Matt fucking Tobin. Oh, get him the fuck out of here. Matt Tobin has got to go. I understand Lane Johnson had to play left tackle. He didn't really look good at left tackle at all. Right tackle is where he's supposed to be. Jason Peters was out for personal reasons. But this looked fucking bad. This offensive line looked fucking horrible this year. It's only preseason. I'm not saying that this is going to go into the regular season. LeGarrette Blount had a few nice runs. One that when Carson Wentz the pocket was collapsing and found LeGarrette Blount right in the middle. Kind of redirected to the left side, ran for a few more yards, got a nice run and very physical and got those physicality, those extra few yards, which were great. Saw definitely a better game with Jason Kelce today. I'm not bitching about that. He actually played an alright game today. I saw his blocks. Didn't really get pushed off the line too much. But as soon as they had the starting lineup come out and it was Chance Warmack and Matt Tobin, I was like, oh, god damn, this is going to be fucking... I already know this is going to be a little bit bad because the run game was not going anywhere. And it was taking too fucking long. Just the run game was just so friggin' bad. Few plays stood out, but that was about it. So I think over time we'll be fine. We'll have our starters all here. We got Lane Johnson moving to left tackle. Holly Pooley Vitae was supposed to be at that right tackle position, but he is hurt right now, so I don't think they want to play him. So that's fine. Keep him the fuck out if you have to keep him out. I ain't lying. Carson Wentz, he looked okay. I know, there was some coverages. There was a few times Mike Mayock would bring up he could have threw to Torrey Smith on that, when the pocket was collapsing a little bit. He rolled out to the right, could have threw the ball at Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith hasn't caught a fucking ball yet in preseason. Haven't really been thrown his way. Could have had a few yards, kept the ball, ran, scrambled up the middle for a few yards, but that was it. Then Carson Wentz had to scramble to the left side, got out, extended the play, got to the left side, ran up the field, was stopped, I think, 2 or 3 yards. He almost, the corner or somebody that was behind him tackled his right at his ankles, and he got dropped down, and he would have had that first down. So he got stopped on that. So what I can really say is that when we start at the wide receiver position, Alshon Jeffrey stood out to me. Two good, receptions for Alshon Jeffrey catching the ball. You could just see the size after the catching the ball. He could stretch out and get some yards. Overall, offensively, a very horrible offense for the start. Punting the ball way too much. Penalties, of course, 85 yards in penalties, which is ridiculous. Marcus Johnson did very well today. Marcus Johnson had a few good catches. One that all the way down midfield had really looked very crisp. Caught some short passes, got a few yards. He looked very good for his first game back. He looked very good. So I just want to see more. We have to keep this train rolling. We got to see more. Got to see more of these wide receivers doing their thing. Shelton Gibson was a disappointment. Didn't really get any separation. I think the pass interference call in the end zone, I think he would have caught that, but his right arm was pretty much held down the whole damn time when he was in the end zone. So I don't know if he would have caught that, but we'll see what happens. Greg Ward had a great catch. His speed stands out to me. Going down midfield, catching the damn deep ball. I love him. I think for a quarterback, a guy that switched from quarterback to receiver, the NFL, two receiver in the NFL, guy went out and made a great catch. So there are glimpses, and then you got Nelson Aguilar. Okay, Mac Hollins didn't do much of anything. I think he caught one pass today, if I believe, for a few yards. Not much. That didn't really stand out today. Nelson Aguilar stood out today. Okay, he made, 3 catches out of the time he was in. He was in with the second team, I think, too. He had a 23-yard reception. And he looked very explosive. Coming off that line, very explosive. Catching the ball very quick. So fast. Put it to his chest. Turning around and got a few extra yards. And he is amazing. He is amazing when he's in open field. He can get a few more yards, okay? He's not just going to, go forward and take the tackle. This guy catches the ball and he finds whatever creases, whatever open space that is open, he will get those yards. And Nelson Aguilar had the 22-yard catch, and he had a wide receiver reverse, very explosive, almost had a first down. It was just inches. That's when Doug Pearson didn't go for it on fourth down. We're like, just fucking go for it already. It's not a big deal. It's only preseason. You've got the running back to do it. But Nelson Aguilar, I think, had a solid day. If this, we'll see what happens. And now it's not about Mac Hollins getting a touchdown on a play versus a guy that's producing, getting yards. They're both playing well. Nelson Aguilar, I think, didn't get a touchdown, didn't have the chance to get a touchdown, but, he didn't have Carson Wentz throwing him the ball anyway. All right, understand that, for the wide receiver reverse, it was great. Then getting that 22-yard reception was fucking amazing. Open space, finding any crease that he can get. I absolutely loved that. Did a very good job. So I'm very happy for Nelson Aguilar tonight, and hopefully he continues to do that when Miami comes. We practice with them next Monday and Tuesday, so I'm happy with that. Torrey Smith, of course, I said nothing really happened with him. Alshon Jeffrey had 2 catches today. I know they tried fading him into the end zone, but there was triple coverage in the end zone. There was 3 guys, and you could just tell by when Alshon Jeffrey is near the damn, up by the red zone. We're on the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-yard line. He gets a lot of attention. What I already know is he's already getting a lot of attention. He had literally 3 guys at that area. It was probably double coverage. The third guy was probably on the slot, but technically he really had a double team in the end zone. And he threw that over his head. So I wasn't, I think by the last series that the offense started to roll. I just think we didn't have the offensive line pieces that we needed. It's only preseason, making a big deal out of, we didn't get any good run plays, maybe 2 that had some positive yards, whatever. But at the same time, we had Chance Warmack in. That's not a solid, not a good run blocker. Once they put in Isaac Samalo in, and then who they have it, and then they had Brandon Brooks in. Once they had those guys together, then it started to click. That last series started to click until LeGarrette Blount fumbled the ball. It is what it is. It's preseason. One fumble is not going to make me think he's going to be doing that all year. I know it scares everybody, but at the same time, it was positive yards. Carson Wentz made the safe pass to LeGarrette Blount. He went up and he lost the ball. So I don't put too much into that because it was a positive play. Technically, it was a positive play, but it was all on the running back and LeGarrette Blount on that play. So Alshon Jeffrey had a few catches, and he already stood out to be just running like a little slant, getting a few yards, using his upper body strength, getting by people with that length that he does have in that receiver. So I'm happy with that. The running backs, Corey Clement is looking good, okay? This guy always makes the first man miss all the time. A little handoff to the left, and literally he bounced. He went inside. He bounced. The corner came up inside too much, but he bounced out, went upfield, and got. He can find those creases. He can find those little spaces. And really he made one. He always makes the first guy miss. That's what I know. He's got a nice juke move. Looked very solid. So Donald Humphrey. Corey Clement's got to just keep doing what he's doing. I think he's guaranteed a practice squad spot, and if not, and if he beats Wendell Smallwood, he could be in that rotation with running backs this year. I have a feeling that Clement could beat Wendell Smallwood. Wendell Smallwood's been out with an injury, so we'll keep it at that. So good job, Corey Clement, man, for someone that's undrafted. Damn, good fucking job. Then you got Donnell Pumphrey. Now, you got Donnell Pumphrey returning punts. We haven't really got any looks. He got a few passes to the outside on the flat. Made one guy miss, went up, got a few yards, couldn't get the first down. But then the punt returns, he really only had, I think he had one punt return today. I think. Didn't do much, but when they put him as a starting running back in the backfield, and you got the third, fourth string offensive lineman up there, going up, he's going up right up the middle. I mean, he's too small. I don't think he's working out like doing plays like that. I don't think at the NFL, he doesn't have any lower body strength. He's not Darren Sproles that could do that. Okay, this guy is a toothpick. He could definitely make guys miss. It's just that you need to use him on the flat for those easy first downs, or get those tough yards, just to get a few yards up the field, just to get some yards, a quick pass to the flat or something. Because honestly, running him up the middle is not working. It hasn't worked the past 2 fucking preseason games. He should stay where he is. They should move him around other places except being that only back in the backfield. So let's keep him back there. He needs to make his case. He needs to do something else. Doug Pearson needs to make the fucking calls better than what he did this game. But are you versing play calling more than what personnel are in the game? That could be decided. Let's go to the linebacker. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Honestly, the whole defensive line this whole game was causing turmoil. Okay, there was pressure mostly every play this game. Extended plays, sacks. The defensive line I'm happy with. The rotation I'm happy with. Okay, the first team defense that was out, Fletcher Cox, man, they didn't double team him that one time, and he pushed that guard so far into the quarterback. Tyler Taylor had nowhere to go. It was crazy to watch. Literally, there was that one play where a bunch of plays, that pocket would collapse. It literally went like this, boom. Right where my fists are. Boom, just collapsed. Just looks absolutely perfect. Derek Barnett had a sack today, so holy shit. He almost had at least 2 sacks today. He was so close to another guy. He got pressure on the quarterback. He faced a 4th-year offensive tackle. Beat him. I think he's got to practice. It's more, what Mike Mayock said. It was more of a transition to on the run game. He's not the best at it, but he's just got to work on his angles where he's attacking. When he sees a run coming his way, and that's about it. But when it's going after the quarterback, he is 100% great, and he is a great asset to this team. And all the players talk good about him. Timmy Jernigan has said really good words about him. That he's going to be a dog this year and do great things. So Derek Barnett with another sack. That's 3. That's already 3 sacks for him this off season, and with this preseason is looking so good for him. Very promising, and he's definitely going to be in the rotation. So I can't wait to see Derek Barnett play during the regular season. So keep that up, Derek Barnett. We love you. You were worth a first-round pick, and keep it going. Steven Means was another guy today. He had 2 sacks today. Very disruptive. Has a mean spin move. Very disruptive. A depth guy that's very promising. In the past 2 seasons, he's done good in his off season. Got a little bit of playing time last year, but honestly, Steven Means, great friggin' job. Brandon Graham popped LaShawn McCoy in the backfield today, so we know what Brandon Graham could do. I have no doubt in my mind he's going to have a good year this year. He's great at hurrying the quarterback, getting around tackles. I have no problem with that. Timmy Jernigan and Fletcher Cox can be the best D-tackle tandem in the league. I could say that right now. It's looking very good on that defensive line. Everybody did good on that defensive line today. Honestly, everybody did great. Chris Long as well. I mean, he might not get the sacks, but he gets the pressure. He makes the quarterback go inside the pocket. That's all that matters. He makes sure that there's outside containment. He rushes the outside, makes sure that quarterback stays on the inside, where on top of that, he's pushing the guy a little bit towards the quarterback, where that quarterback has to stay inside the pocket, go up, and then meet with somebody else, a linebacker, a D tackle, or whoever else is going to be in his way. So Chris Long, great addition. He's still playing well. Very productive edge rusher. Got to give him the credit. Vinny Curry was probably the only guy I was like, he's getting pressure, but didn't wow me today. So, we'll see what he does in the future. But I think some guys, I think it depends what Jim Schwartz's rotation is going to be in the future, and see what happens. So I'm happy with that. Michael Kendricks had a great game today. He played well last week, and he had an interception today. Interception, tackle for a loss. I think he had a sack today too. So for a guy that requested a trade in January, this guy is playing for himself. I know he's playing with himself. I know he's gonna go fucking balls out crazy on this field this year, and whatever he's got to do, he's gonna do. So Michael Kendricks is, let's keep it up. Whatever he's doing right now, it's working, and he's playing. He could be playing for his next contract next year. So we want him to do better. This could happen. Actually, this isn't a contract year for him. I think we have him for another year, but I think he'll be out the door after this year. I think we need some young talent at the linebacker core. So I'm not worried about Jordan Hicks or Nigel Brown, any of those boys over there. So I'm not worried about the linebacker duo that we have. Michael Kendricks is showing up now, which he didn't last year, and he wasn't fitting in the system too well. So now we'll see what Kendricks can do, and we've seen some good things. So good for him. And then you go to the linebacker position. We already talked. Just talk about the linebacker position now. Nigel Bradham, Jordan Hicks. We didn't really see much from him today, but I'm not worrying about his production. I think he'll be fine. And all them boys. Going to the safety position, Malcolm Jenkins didn't really. I think he played nickel a little bit. I think he played nickel. They practiced putting him in nickel. They put Corey Graham, that guy with the signing that we got from the Bills. Corey Graham did very well. Corey Graham moving to safety, Malcolm Jenkins moving up. Jim Schwartz is very comfortable with Corey Graham playing safety, which keep him that way because we don't want Jalen Watkins to step on that field. He will be cut this year. No, I doubt for practice squad because there's other guys at safety that are playing better than him. So I know Jalen Watkins is out the door. Malcolm Jenkins is fine. Moving up to nickel, having Corey Graham. I told you, don't underestimate that move, the Corey Graham sign, because when Malcolm Jenkins has to move up in the nickel spot against bigger receivers, he will do that and he will make plays. And Corey Graham will just clean up the mess behind. So very happy with that. Ronnie McLeod tipped the ball from the quarterback, which led to the Michael Kendricks interception. The ball popped. Ronnie McLeod blitzed, came in, swapped the ball, put his hand up in the air, swapped the ball, went up in the air. Kendricks, came down with the catch, which was great. Ronnie McLeod is one of the best. He's a very good signing. I think, him, he's so fast and he can cover the whole field with his fast footwork, his movement. Ronnie McLeod is one of those guys that he was an undrafted guy from West Virginia, and he was never drafted, and he was very underrated on the Rams defense. And Jim Schwartz saw a lot of him. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he could hit a guy as hard as he possibly can. So Ronnie McLeod, wow, I have no problem with Ronnie McLeod being at the safety position. So we all know that we're comfortable with Ronnie McLeod, Malcolm Jenkins, even Corey Graham sitting at safety when Malcolm Jenkins moves up to the nickel. So we'll do that. Cornerback. Now, I'm saving the best part for last because let's go through the all right people, both the productive guys, the guys that have done something. Mitchell White had a really bad game today. He was cut last week. They brought him back a few days ago. He got beat all day today. So we don't have to go in depth with that. Mitchell White had number 41, was beat all day today. Then all of a sudden he just got the pick to clinch the game win tonight. And he won us the game on that pick. So he's going to be off this team. I don't care if he won the game for us. It's a preseason game. It is what it is. He'll be gone. CJ Smith was beat a lot today. He was beat, but he did a lot better than the other backups. He broke up a few passes. He kept some covers on some guys, but too much separation. He'd be fine. As soon as he turns his head, the receiver has a few feet. The receiver already has a foot in front of him already. So CJ Smith, he's been on and off, way too on and off, not consistent. Go to Rasul Douglas. It was a 3rd and long play. He gave way too much cushion. Wide receiver is right here. gave way too much cushion in the back. He backed up way too much. Even Mike Mayock said he made it way too easy for the receiver to get those extra yards. You give the receiver too much cushion on 3rd and long, he's going to grab that ball, get the few yards that he has, the fewer or more yards that you shouldn't let him get, and then he's going to drive his body into you for a few more yards, and then he pretty much gets the first down. So he screwed up a few times, but he almost had a pick six today. Russell Douglas almost had a pick six. Came in front of the wide receiver, almost picked that shit off. That would have been fucking nice. But you know what? He broke the pass up. He gave it a shot. I think Russell Douglas is going to get better. I just see it. I just think he's underestimated. I think he's going to get better. Russell Douglas is a sleeper, okay? He's a little bit of a time sleeper where just give the guy a little bit of time. He's got the more terminology. I think the game will slow down for him. It will slow down for him. Give him time. He could be a future corner on this team, a future nickel corner in this scheme that we have here. So give him time. I'm not dogging him. You know, I think there was one play where he knew he was getting safety help, so he did a good job. He went to the receiver with his big body and just boom and pushed him to ruin the route, slow him down. Ronnie McLeod comes in and incomplete pass. So they're doing good things. Russell Douglas, just don't underestimate Russell Douglas. He is going to get better. That it could be our future with this team. Okay, nobody's perfect. Jalen Mills wasn't perfect coming either. So. Let's go to Jalen Mills. He had more positive plays than negative plays today. He played a lot longer today, of course, than last week's where he looked pretty good last week, very good last week. He looked pretty good this week too, tonight. He gave up very few passes, but he was very close. On the comeback, a wide receiver would be on the comeback route. He'd get too far ahead of him, and then the comeback route, and then he'd get a little bit too late. But you know what? I'm not worried about it so much. I know Patrick Robinson. So we'll stay with Jalen Mills. But Jalen Mills, it came back a little late. But I'm not. I think he'll be fine. Jalen Mills is fine. I don't see him. Especially he's not going to be facing the number one receiver. So I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried about Jalen Mills at all. It's you win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? It's hard being a consistent corner in this league, especially for years and years and years when you're getting older and there's more expected from you. So Jalen Mills will be fine. I'm not worried about Jalen Mills at all. And what I was saying before, Patrick Robinson was playing more slot corner today. Did an all right job. I don't think he was in for a lot of plays. He had an all right amount of plays today, but he had an all right day. All right day today, on and off. So wasn't a big deal with Patrick Robinson today. Since Ron Brooks is out, it's kind of a competition between it's pretty much a competition between Ron Brooks, Russell Douglas, and now you got Patrick Robinson because Ron Brooks is hurt. So Patrick Robinson is staying in that slot spot on defensive side for now. So we'll see what happens with that. Ronald Darby. Holy shit. Ronald Darby almost had a pick six today. It was so fucking close. Now, I know all Eagles fans are upset over that. They didn't get the pick six. The fucking greatest thing about Ronald Darby is he doesn't need to even touch a receiver off the line. He is so fast. He does not... His legs do all the work. He does not even have to put a hand on anybody off the line of scrimmage. Not one time. You saw it from that play when he almost had the pick. And then throwing the deep ball. The first play, getting in front for almost that pick six, was in front of Anquan Bolden. And he went around. He went behind him. He was in front of him. And I think there was at least 5 feet away, and he literally got right in front of him. I mean, his legs are looking good. Oh my God. This guy, we just stole this guy. We fucking stole this guy. Tyrod Taylor then snaps the ball gets so much pressure he moves back at least 8 yards, scrambles to the right, and chucks the ball to the receiver. Ronald Darby was in front of him, spin around, and caught the damn ball for a pick for what, 30-something yards, I think. I think it was like 30-something yard pick. Oh my God, this guy has great eye coordination with the ball, his body movement, twisting his body around at the right time to go up for that pick. Wow, I was saying Ronald Darby has to shine during this game, and he's our starting cornerback. He's our number one corner on this team. The future is bright. How many times am I saying this? The future is bright with Ronald Darby. Holy shit. I was impressed. And wow, this kid is great. We just stole a top talent. And the NFC East better watch out, because this guy can play, and this guy can cover anybody. And yeah, you're gonna say, well, it's only a preseason game, and yeah, but he almost had a pick six. On top of that, he just got another. He pretty much just got a pick for 30-something yards, and now, wow, he shined in practice the first 2 days. Made plays the first 2 days. Within the first day of practice, he was making plays, and now he's making them against a whole nother team. A lot of talent. This guy might be the savior for one side of this fucking field on this defense. I am glad to say that I trust him. I trust him on an island by himself where safeties don't have to worry about him. I think he will do perfectly fine. So, Eagles fans, be happy with this guy. I know everyone is still down about the Jordan Matthews thing. And we just got a steal at 23 years old. So we have nothing to lose with him. He plays for us this year. He plays for us next year. And you see if they get a contract with him. So, wow. I am so happy that one side of this corner spot, one side of the field is going to be covered 100%. Now, I'm not saying that this guy won't make mistakes. LaShawn McCoy on his first play, he came in a little too early, didn't contain the outside enough. And LaShawn McCoy, we know how he is. He bounced around being the shady McCoy that he is. He had a piece of his legs, couldn't take him down. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. But he made some good tackles too. Other than those two really nice plays, he made some good tackles today. Didn't give up. Good with his feet. When he tackles, he's very low at the legs, and he drives, and drives the guy into the ground. Guy is great. The guy is a workhorse. So, Ronald Darby, welcome to Philly, my friend. Welcome to fucking Philly. I'm glad you're here. We're all glad you're here. So overall, really, it's. The offense didn't really have a good game at the beginning of this game, and the defense was looking great the whole entire game. Okay, way too many fucking penalties. That will get cleaned up. We didn't have 130 yards in penalties like the fucking Bills did today. We only had like 85 yards in penalties, I think. 15 penalties for like 85 yards. They had I don't even know how many they had. I know it was 135 yards in penalties. It was ridiculous. So, the offense, between a punt, Sturgis, stop missing the fucking kick. Stop kicking. I mean, you're kicking you're inside the 40 and you're still missing a fucking, you're inside the 45 or whatever the fuck it is, and you're still missing kicks. You got to start kicking the ball right, my friend, because otherwise you start missing more kicks than this last two preseason games, you're going to be fucking getting cut, and they're going to bring in somebody else. So they better watch that shit, because we cannot afford to lose 3 points off the board because the guy is fucking nervous or he just can't fucking kick. He looks good when he wants to, and then other times when it's easy, he fucks up. I'm not gonna harp on the offense too much. Just more has to happen. Carson Wentz had a few times. It was a few times where he could have thrown the ball, had a few more yards, especially the little tiny, extending the play to the right, and Torrey Smith was right there. You could have threw the ball to him, turned around, and got at least 4 yards out of that. There's just little plays he could have just made some things to happen. But then you got Taylor Hart, a fucking defensive tackle turned offensive tackle or whatever, defensive end, whatever fucking position he was. He's part of that Chip Kelly regime. He's got to get the fuck out of here too. Okay, Taylor Hart on the offensive tackle looked like shit. One guy looked great at offensive tackle was Dylan Gordon. He made he blocked very, very, very well. Okay, I don't care if it's against the first, the second, the third, the fourth team, whatever. That no one passed this man all game. Dylan Gordon at left tackle. So, holy shit, that guy really stood out today. They were talking about him, and I was actually just watching him. And good on pass protection, very good at pass protection. Run protection, I don't know, but pass protection was amazing. But I wouldn't go crazy. I was a little pissed off what this offense was doing at the beginning of the game. Just let it roll. Just let the friggin' regular season roll, because you know what? Last year we looked amazing. Last year we looked amazing in preseason, and the year before that we looked amazing in preseason. Look at all the mistakes that happened during the season. Now we're looking good, bad. So it's kind of neutral. We lost a game. We won a game tonight. We lost last week, won this week. So let's see what happens, okay? But don't be worried about the offense, okay? We will get the shit straightened out. Jason Peters wasn't playing. Brandon Brooks wasn't even starting in the game for some reason. I don't know why. Chance Warmack and Matt fucking Tobin. I saw that lineup at the beginning. I was like, oh, yeah, let's see what happens. I don't care if you got Lane Johnson at left tackle. Lane Johnson's used to playing right tackle. He hasn't played left tackle in a while, I don't think. So he just looked very off. But, probably 2-3 years down the road, he's going to be playing left tackle for us. So he'll be fine. That's not his normal spot. Give him a fucking pass. It's not his normal damn spot. Let him play. But with Chance Warmack, and then, Matt Tobin. I've hated Matt Tobin for a long time. Oh God, he's horrible. He is horrible. I do not trust them. I don't trust Matt Tobin protecting my fucking quarterback. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Because Halipuli Vaitai is out. So if you had Vaitai and you had Jason Peters and you had Lane Johnson if you had Lane Johnson at right tackle and Jason Peters, I'm very, very, very comfortable. But with this fucking group that started, I don't know how Mike Mayock and these other guys could be like, oh, they had a really poor this and it didn't really finish that, or Carson Wentz could have did this. It's like, dude, look at the fucking protection this guy has from these fucking. I know we have good depth, but at the same time, you can't start your whole depth squad at the fucking offensive line. I know it wasn't the whole depth squad, but seriously, you can't start everybody. The depth is for plug in and play. That's what this depth is for. It's for if a guy needs a break or if a guy is going to be out for a game, you put another guy in. And they're all productive offensive linemen. They just, as a unit, you can't put a whole second string unit together and think you're going to do something. I know it's been done in the past where a lot of guys have been successful in offenses. Offensive lines have been successful and multiple injuries have happened on the starting offensive line. But to do it when it's a whole entire depth, no. It's not working out. It's not working out for me. So all I can say about this is it looked very good. Matt Collins was very quiet today. I think he had a catch, 2 catches. I don't know what it was today. But Nelson Aguilar, he might be our starting slot receiver, okay? He looks very explosive. I know for a fact between him and Matt Collins, Nelson Aguilar is more athletic, catches the ball faster, his route running is more crisp. He's just overall better. I know Matt Collins is a rookie, so give him time. Trust me. Give him time because he will be productive. If we need Matt Collins in the game, we're going to be needing these 2 guys in the game. So there's a competition, but it's only a competition for them to be better on the roster against each other. You understand? That's where it comes into play. So let's keep it at that. Great fucking win today. 20-16 Eagles. 20-16? Yes. Okay. I have brain fart, whatever. It was a good game, and there's a lot of promising pieces. This offense just got to get more rolling now. This offense has to roll a little bit. It has to get on the train and roll on these tracks a little bit longer. Okay, because I want to see our full offensive line next week. I want to see them next week. Okay, I want them to shut fucking Byron Maxwell the fuck up, tell him that they made a fucking poor decision letting him go. Well, he'll find out next week who made the fucking poor decision. Because if we didn't get rid of him, we wouldn't have Carson Wentz. So that guy could shut his fucking mouth. We fucking won tonight. It is what it is. I wouldn't have cared if we lost. It would have kind of sucked. But at the same time, it's all about evaluation. That's all that matters. So fucking guys, Ronald Darby is the new corner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Remember that. Offense is very promising. Defensive line is already promising. I already see pressure from the depth is just amazing. Holy shit. I'll see you guys later. Gotta take a break. Got work tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let them birds fly. Let's go.